Hey, Sin, trying to get it together here, and they're talking about a super chat goal, and I'm not doing a goal. I don't have a goal. I'm not trying to raise funds, money. So, hello everyone. Happy birthday, Nolan Wells. His 19th birthday is today. So I decided I would come on and do some readings and conversate with you guys. Um, what am I doing here? Oh, okay. Yeah. And you guys are watching the video I did, the reading I did on Diane Aquarius. I might do another one with Lenormand. I'll see. Okay. But interesting. So, once again, happy birthday, Nolan Wells. Oh, hey, Safety First, Grandma Forever, Gloria, Carla. Oh, wow. So glad you could make it. Okay. I'm just kicking the shooting the breeze, you guys. That's all. And whatever I had to come up here and say, I didn't forget. So, but believe you me, I'm gonna think of something's gonna come up. Okay. Yeah. Oh, did you guys hear about that home invasion in Pima County? They had a home invasion and a police officer was killed and his wife was shot. Y'all hear about that? You didn't hear about that? It was on what's that, 857? 857, something like that, channel? Yes. And they on the run. I think it was two people and they on the run out there in Pima County. Yes. I think they were driving a gray Acura. Be on the lookout. Hey, Lisa. Head to toe. I know. Okay, so I just got the cards. I haven't even put them up. Nolan. I was thinking about Nolan and the situation. And it's just really sad and how what do you call it? Uh, um, how immune we have come to crime in these children. It's just sad. I mean, these folks is running around lying, covering up, and all that, okay? And they didn't sit up there and cause this little boy to lose his life. And no sympathy for the parents or nothing. All they're worried about is themselves. It's just sad. Happy birthday, Nolan. Hey, Patricia. It's just sad. Yeah, they think it's a sport. And then the thing about it, I was thinking, because I'm reading the comment section, and I'm thinking about the positions of Bart and Nolan to positions that they were being highlighted in, and the comparison. And it wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this could have been intentional And this is all alleged. There's no facts or no truth at all in this video. It's just my opinion. And you know that's like an a-hole. Okay? Just like everybody else's. So anyway, I wouldn't be surprised that this could have been Bart's intention, but not the others, the friends. Okay? And they're caught up. Not to mention, they're covering up. So now they're definitely responsible. Okay? He don't care. You know what I'm saying? He's worried about, okay, I mean, a punter, okay, you're getting an award for being a punter, and then your position. So, okay. So in other words, this little young boy was going to outshine you. If he would have succeeded and went on, he would have outshined you from Mississippi. So when the homecomings came, and in my mind, the homecoming is when they come back home. You know how they come home and you had a celebration? Okay. Oh, his would have been all out. He would have been the town hero. See? He would have been the hero of Springsville or Field or whatever the name of that city is. See? And the thing about it is we're not thinking like that. We're not in it. Okay. We're not in it. So we're not thinking about it. Ain't our business. You know what I'm saying? And maybe those little boys, because those little boys, his little friends, they weren't going down the sports line. I don't know what line they were going down, but they wasn't into the sports, you know, as far as their career. So they may not even been tripping. What 15-year-old boy? Hey, Bam Bam! Hey, Dottie! Hey, Monica! Hey, Michi! It's something about the name Michi and Ban Ban. Michi and Ban Ban. And then I'm growing on Lisa and Coke Jam. Woo! Okay. So, and you know, I was just meditating on it. Okay. Yeah. So the 15-year-old boy where? God, I don't know anything about the 15-year-old boy. And look how they got Keefy D. They got Keefy D up in, he's on trial now for the murder of Tupac. Okay. Okay. No, I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised because remember I was talking yesterday about the organized crime. Now you're going to start seeing the organization. You're going to see what it is for what it is. Okay? And it's a big ball of conflict of interest. A big ball. Conflict of interest. Okay. He's not an FBI agent, but he's in that circle. Okay. They may need him for whatever. Okay. He's useful to them. We know your ways. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I was just thinking about that and I was just meditating on it because, you know, all this stuff, we take it with a grain of salt. And I mean, because we don't live in these areas, okay? Maybe some people do, okay, but there's a lot of people on here that don't live in these areas and don't live this lifestyle. I know I don't live the lifestyle, but don't live in these towns. And I hope your day does get better. Yeah. So now he's on trial for Tupac's murder because he didn't sit up there and got on YouTube. Now you get on YouTube and do an interview, okay? They even go country to country. They do not discriminate. And if you don't speak the language, no problem. Just hit translate. Okay? But he didn't went on there saying that he killed Tupac, or he's in the car and all this. Now he's on trial. Okay. He's talking about the $1 million hit that was put out, and he wanted to get that $1 million hit. Okay. See what I'm saying? It's all organized. You got that little boy David that then cut up that little 14-year-old girl. He's on trial, and they had to move him to protective custody because the inmates apparently he was getting some something was going on with the other inmates in that facility. They had to put him in protective custody. Okay. Now all of this stuff that I'm saying is organized crime. And they got their little group, cult-like groups, okay, but they're organized, okay. And if they have to reach over to another cult, if you know somebody that knows somebody over there, you can get a hookup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and these are casualties of war, pretty much. They're casualties of war as far as they're concerned. It's sad, it really is. Yep, Tupac and Biggie. They all up in it. They all swimming around. That's why you can't even get any good movies no more. No good songs no more. Because if they ain't killed off everybody, they didn't scare them away. You know what I'm saying? It's not it's like it's not a promising career now to be a singer or an actor. Okay, because before you can even get started, they trying to knock you off. Hey, Mary, you have a good night too. I don't even think if he does get charged, convicted, I don't even think he may be the right person. I don't know. But he opened his mouth and said he was, so here we are. Okay. But all these little different organizations, I'm telling you, they're organized, okay? These little cult likes, okay, and you can see them now, they're coming out. They're coming out. The industry did try to cover for for David, okay, but David, uh, um, they tried. I don't know who. Okay, I don't. I really, honestly, in my heart, I don't feel that he's behind it. But see, these people, they lie so good, okay? And the stories they tell, they want recognition. These are all crabs in a barrel. All of them. All of them. They're crabs in a barrel trying to get to the top of what? And stepping on each other and tearing each other down, jealous of each other, and trying to rip this up. I mean, how you going anyway, it's just, yeah, try to get Suge's spot, and Suge, okay, he in jail. You all seen how he ran over that man talking about he was self-defense. How you run over somebody and back up and run over him, okay, and self-defense? Lord, okay, anyway. And he was a big bully like Diddy. He was a big bully, yeah, okay. You have people who are more outward and you have people who can hide it. See, you got people that I put on this scale like Trump, Diddy, Suge Knight, maybe Epstein, okay, who are more outward. You know what I'm saying? They're more outward. They're extroverts, okay. They're extroverts, so you can see them. They're easy to be spotted. But the majority of them are introverts and they're hiding. Yeah, you didn't know he was a bully? Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't know he was either until I started looking at the when he got caught up with the trial, because I'm not a Diddy fan. I'm not a Diddy fan at all. Okay, I'm not a Diddy fan. I'm not a Kanye fan. I'm not a Jay-Z fan. I'm not a Beyonce fan. It's not that they don't have talent or anything like that. I'm just not a fan. Now Prince, Michael Jackson, okay. I guess you could consider me a fan. But the other ones, okay, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Now I like some of the songs, but in Tupac, okay, with his little sexy self. Okay, that's all that was. Only a schoolgirl crush, okay? So with that said, we're going to get in on Maze. Yeah, oh, but you was talking about Diddy was a bully. Yeah, he was sending people with to people's house to threaten them with guns. I mean, it's not that hard to find the crew up the street and pay somebody to go up to this person's house with a gun and threaten them. But that's what he was doing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Barry White. Mm-hmm. TLC, In Vogue. Mm-hmm. I was a Blondie fan. I was a Blondie fan. Pat Benatar. Mm-hmm. Cyndi Lauper. George Michael. Ooh, he was so bad. Oh, those dimples. And Boy George. That was the first time I used to sit up there in the TV and just stare at how good his makeup was on. I've never seen a man with good makeup. His makeup was flawless. I don't know who did his makeup, but that boy had on some makeup. And it didn't look like drag queen. Maybe it was drag queen. It didn't give me drag queen. Okay, and I used to do his little dance he used to do, okay? Yes. Mm-hmm. I bought his album. Yeah, girl! Okay. But you'd be surprised at these people that we are talking about and how jealous of each other they were. hmm That's a trip. But you don't hear about it unless you happen to hear about it or read about it. But that's all there was in this industry. That's a trip. Mm. Give us the energy on the death of Nolan Wells. The current energy. Happy birthday, Nolan. Today is his 19th birthday. Can you tell us the energy currently of Nolan Wells? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Yeah. And another thing about Nolan Wells is I'm not, this is not a fact. This is just something I feel. I feel like he didn't just die. Like they didn't just kill him. I really feel honestly that the lack of medical assistance is really what killed him. I just have that feeling. I know, I thought the same thing. 19 on the 19th. I thought the same thing, okay? Yep. I thought the same thing, Van Van. 19th. Hi, Victoria. She said, Mary said, Mary, I thought you was going to bed, girl. Okay. She said, calm, let me cut the cards because I did not cut them. She said, calm down. I know, girl, okay? Yes. Oh, and Color Me Bad. Ooh, Color Me Bad, girl. Every time that song came on, that video, I would be up in the TV. Girl, that was so fine with them suits, girl. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I got the vapors. Okay, so death in reverse. Okay. Death in reverse. There is an ending. And there is no movement. Okay. There is no change. Nothing's changed. Okay. There are obstacles. Interesting. And the Six of Pentacles. Exchanges. And the Knight of Wands. So my Knight of Wands, okay, was like my little Nolan card, okay? And Nolan is going in with actions, okay? If that's him, we'll keep going. The Fool in reverse. Recklessness, okay? And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is another kid, okay? And he's selfish. And this right here was my Warren card. So being selfish would make up, would resonate with me as to why he is lying or hiding, allegedly. And the Fool is in between both of them, okay? Reckless behavior, foolishness, and the Six of Cups. Yep, I'm on point. Back in the day, yes, in the past. But they were kids. So, yep. And then we have resting. Ooh, on the boat. The boat. That might have been his resting place, was on the boat where he was neglected. They didn't get him any help. He just laying there while they hollering and screaming and not calling 911. Hold on, to give this boy some help. He might have survived. That's interesting. Allegedly. But this is what comes across my mind because it's funny how this card, this resting card, is over the boat. And the King of Wands in reverse. Vicious, impulsive, and demanding. Male energy. And bad planning with the Two of Wands in reverse. This also talks about a hidden fear. There's a hidden fear. And this card is going on Nolan. Okay? He was scared. Interesting. And bad planning. I don't know what plans he had or he made, but it wasn't good. And delays. Right. The delay in getting him assistance. Okay. And we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Ooh. So they had to get rid of the load, the stress, the worry. And the Nine of Cups. Okay. So we have some type of fulfillment on behalf of my Knight of Pentacles, which would be what's his name? Warren, who may have been drinking as well. hmm And the Sun. So there is clarity and revelation. And strength in reverse. No control, no protection. And the tower in reverse. And justice in reverse. With all the corruption going on, okay, they are trying to avoid avoidance, delay, and they are trying to corrupt justice for Nolan. And the world, the end. Okay, interesting. But we got two more cards here. The Seven of Pentacles, anxiety, impatience. And the Devil. And the Star. The High Priestess. Mm-mm-mm. The Ace of Wands. And the Seven of Swords. So they may end up hiding this. This is the current energy. It may change, but they may end up hiding this. Someone is hiding something, getting away. And the Hermit in reverse. Scared. Don't want to be bothered. Teamwork. The devil's in the details, okay, is what he's saying. The devil, the corruption, the organized crime. So I got a question. I got to think and formalize. I want to ask the Gothic Lenormand this question. Oh, and it's this. Like my sage. They say it helps to neutralize, clear up, old energy, keep out bad energy. I don't know. Okay. I like the smell. Yes. Somebody was telling me about my Queen of Swords could be the goddess of something. They got okay, but see, I'm not into that. Gods and goddesses and stuff. I remember I used to be that Greek mythology stuff. Okay, but I'm not into the gods and the goddesses. Nevertheless, the Holy Spirit. Okay. What I want to know is what becomes. Hey, Angel, how you doing, girl? Hey, Miss Carter. I think I seen Mary. Hi, Mary. Can you tell us, okay, what I really want to know is what is going to become of Nolan Xavier Wells' first autopsy? Okay, what becomes of his first autopsy? Okay, what becomes of Nolan Wells' first autopsy that is being held for a grand jury? Interesting. What becomes of that? I'm not going to pull that many cards for the answer either. But at the bottom of the deck is the bear, and this is protection. So that, well, we know right now it's being protected. Okay. Mountain. So there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be obstacles or delays. Okay, same thing that are going to slow this down. And the birds. People are already talking and they're going to continue to talk. And the woman. There's a main woman in this. And there's a garden. Okay. Her reputation. And the Sith. Ooh. And the Sith. Okay. An abrupt ending. An abrupt ending. A sharp cut in the coffin. And the dog, the friend, this woman and her friend, okay? And to me, it's like the friend is the judge. So we got the medical examiner and the judge here. Or it could be telling me that this woman is going to go along with what they're trying to get her to go along with. And the ring, okay? Agreements, commitments, a cycle. Reoccurring patterns. So it's going to say that it is an accidental drowning. Interesting. When it's all said and done, what will be the cause of death for Nolan Wells? What will be his cause of death? Going on the record, what would be his cause of death? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What will be the cause of death for Nolan Wells when it's all said and done? It talks about the birds, chat, discussion. Okay. The sun. The sun talks about success and clarity, positive outcomes, and the house. Okay. This represents comfort and security, the family. Okay. Family related matters. Family related matters will come out successful. And the anchor. Ooh. I'm getting it'll be set in stone. Um, Now, these are all positive cards. Okay. With, of course, we got to have a wrench in the cycle with mountains. Okay. But it also states that it will be anchored like a mountain. Okay. The stars with the sun. Oh, now that's good right there. That speaks for itself. And the tree. This is spiritual grounding, a long term development. And a bouquet. And then the coffin. Okay. So I really don't have an answer, a yes or no answer, but what I do have is positivity. Okay. I do have positivity. I think that these are young people, okay? And I kind of feel this is a shock event for them, okay? Even though they do this and they do that, okay? Uh, the death of someone and looking at a dead body, literally, okay? And then have to handle this and get this situation. It's just, they're not going to forget this for the rest of their lives, okay? They're not going to forget this for the rest of their lives. Let's look at the vibe. And I want to get the vibe on the various participants in this disaster of Nolan Wells, okay, and see what we get. Hi, Bernie. Now, this is going to come and go with us, okay, but the devastation, the shock, the disbelief, and the betrayal is always going to be there, and it's going to haunt them in their dreams because this is psychological. This is going to be embedded deep in the membrane. This is going to be in the membrane, not just the brain, but the membrane. Okay? What is this vibe of Bart? Bart Edmiston. What is the vibe with Bart? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answer. Bart Edmiston. And it's funny how they keep calling Ashley his mother. She is not his mother. She is the stepmother. And Warren stays with his mom, his real mom. See what I'm saying? Okay. So Dad thought he was earning some points by letting him, you know, go on the boat. Because Dad, I'm an adult now. I'm 18. What's the vibe? And thank you for your answers. And look what happened. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, and conflicted. I gotta get my lighting here. I'm getting a glare. And it could be my lighting. I don't have an adjustment on here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, maybe. Ooh, okay. There we go. You still can't see it because of the colors. But hey. And then we have possibilities. Okay? He's trying to follow his dreams. And the karma. The third party and the haters. And a lesson learned. And the chaos. There's an upheaval, disaster, and a downfall. And consequences. Oh, there will be consequences. For his bad choices, the games he played, and the mixed signals. He's going to pay for this, y'all. Tension. Stress the F out. He's probably in bed, rolling back and forth as we speak. Clingy. Okay? He's got old exes and he's got dead relationships he's trying to cling on to because they know his business. And we got some healing and self-care and retrospection, introspection, and meditation, trying to calm his mind. Maybe some of that feminine energy. And the narcissistic, egotistical opportunist is fragile. Like an egg. Got that hard shell, but crack any minute. He's trying to get that glow up. He's looking for new opportunities, I'm telling you. Okay? And he's a two-faced, double-life cheater, backstabber. And then we have some giving back. He's nurturing and wisdom. Okay, he trying to act. Okay, yeah, he playing that role. That goes right here with two-faced. Okay, and his emotions are kicking up like the waves in the ocean. Yep. Wishful thinking. Wish you could have a second chance. They all y'all wish y'all could have a second chance. I bet you do. But you ain't getting one. Hopeless. Depression. Ooh. And that bottom word. And then we have delay, procrastination, and he's acting like he's too busy, like he got it like that. He ain't too busy. He got all the time in the world. Yep, allegedly. Okay. We got what's the T oracle? Okay. What's the T? What's it looking like? Okay. Thank you for the $9.99, Bernie. Thank you. That was very generous of you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ooh, that sounds like a big old fat, juicy sandwich. Ooh. Ooh. Chicken salad. Or pastrami. What time is it? 6:33. Okay. So, what is the T? Can you give us the T on this grand jury. I know they don't have a grand jury, but the energy is out there, okay? Because they're looking at a grand jury. What are they, the grand jury, to decide on? Thank you so much, sweetie. Yeah, he can. See that, and ain't nothing they could do about it. Ain't nothing they could do about it. You see the movies where the person is haunted, okay? What was that? Was that Ghost? Ghost, the movie Ghost? Okay. Tell us about the energy of the grand jury on the death of Nolan Wells. Can you just give us that energy? Okay. I don't know who they picking, how it goes. How do they do the? How do they pick a grand jury? What's the tea? What's the tea on the grand jury? What's the tea? Oh. What's the tea? And thank you for your answers. The tea on the grand jury. Trashed. Rejection. Oh, what that mean? Taking out the trash, kicking it to the curb. That's interesting. Buttering up. So they're using charm for personal gain. And skirt. Skirt. Okay, so they are running. That might be why they trash it. If they see that they're being buttered up to, and people personal gain, they may just kick it or whatever they do. I don't know, because they don't want to get in the mess. I don't know. Can they do that? Sneaky link. A hidden lover and a low-key relationship. Oh, these people is a hot mess. So, and don't tell. Side piece. Oh, somebody got a side piece in the grand jury. Numbing, self-medicating, and drinking away problems. And they're doing too much, excessive overindulgence. Oh, frenemy. That's a big word. Frenemy. Two-faced, hidden intentions. Shook. There's going to be a plot twist. This looks like the Japanese snow monkeys. Oh, I love looking at them. A sudden change, a plot twist. Interesting. Slay, succeeding on point and killing it. Dominating the competition. And the hookup. Friends with benefits. Uh-oh. The detective. Snooping, digging for dirt. Okay? That's the YouTubers. Y'all in the cards, okay? And we got a financial struggle. People gonna be penny pinching, okay? Yes. And somebody finna be put on blast. Somebody's personal information is gonna be put on blast. And somebody is cock blocking. Now, what does cock blocking have to do in a grand jury selection? I don't know, but mind games, manipulation, gaslighting, and scare tactics. Oh, interesting. And a new boo. Somebody's got a new boo. Somebody, or they're getting one. A new boo. I don't know who that could be. Somebody's getting a new boo. And we got lipstick evidence. Okay. Oh, evidence. Infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal. So there's going to be some evidence. That's going to be interesting. And I am why. I miss you. Yearning, missing someone. I miss you. They live in a horny area. I guess so. Hey, Miss Carter, and they just cheating. Goes to a regular jury. Okay, so I would take it. Maybe the grand jury would say if there's a crime that has been committed, and then if they figure there was a crime committed, they're going to send it to the jury to figure out what crime. Is that how that goes? Will there be four cards? Four cards. Will there be a criminal investigation into the death of Nolan Xavier Wells? Four cards. Four cards. Four cards. Will there be an investigation? Four cards. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Four cards. Four cards. Will there be a criminal investigation? Four cards. Four cards. The Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is basically no. It's ignoring, not liking what's being offered, and avoidance. Tell us more. Tell us more. Because I'm pretty sure it could also be that they're trying to avoid a criminal investigation. The Nine of Swords is a nightmare situation, and they are scared. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Regret, poverty, and loneliness. Ooh. And the Page of Swords in reverse. Confusion. Confusion. And the Five of Swords. Loss. So basically it's telling me no. Four more cards, four more cards, four more cards. Can you clarify this? A criminal investigation. The Hermit in reverse. That is emphasizing the fear. And the Seven of Cups. Clarity, excuse me. Choices. And the Three of Cups in reverse. Well, gee, overindulgence. And then we have the Page of Swords, confusion. Feeling left out. And the Six of Cups. Okay, so the six of Cups is the past. And we have this over conflict. Okay, four more cards. I'm still getting to know you guys. That's the current energy. Four more cards, four more cards. The Ten of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, even though I feel like a no, I am getting something. Somebody's going to be left out in the cold, and the Four of Wands in reverse. The family, friends, but no, this, well, yeah, and okay, a funeral. Nolan already had his funeral, and the world. I think the friendship with these friends is going to be over. Okay. So I'm getting no on a criminal indictment. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Okay. But I'm also getting that the friendship, the past, okay, and the conflict. I don't think that it's their friendship is over with. Okay. They can't even trust each other. Not after what they've done. Okay. So what I want to know is they're going to be Yeah, they're going. Oh, they're definitely going to get manslaughter. If they do, it's going to be manslaughter. There's not going to be first degree and second degree. It would be manslaughter because they can't prove that it was intentional. Okay, if it's a fight, okay, yeah, right, manslaughter. The water will toss them boys. You know, Monica, I keep getting that. Somebody, I keep getting that. Okay, but I don't talk about it because you know everybody's hush hush on that word. So, will there be a wrongful death? Should I say wrongful death lawsuit or a wrongful death conviction? I'm asking if, I'm going to ask the cards, okay, will there be a wrongful death? And then I'm asking you guys, should I ask lawsuit or conviction? And they are, everybody saying both. Okay. Four cards, four cards. Van, what Van, lawsuit. Van said lawsuit. Well, we're going to do both, so that covers that. Ask for each one. Y'all just want to see me draw some cards. Boy, that's a good one. That's a good one. I ain't mad at you. Okay. Will there be a wrongful death lawsuit in the death of Nolan Xavier Wells? Four cards, four cards. Will there be a lawsuit, a wrongful death lawsuit? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Will there be a wrongful death lawsuit? And the thing about it is, they don't need a conviction to get to do a wrongful death lawsuit, okay? But if they do get a conviction, it'll pretty much sell the wrongful lawsuit right on in and through the courts. So what do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Wrongful death lawsuit. Four cards, four cards, four cards, four cards. Oh! Okay. It's hidden. They don't want you to know because they know that these people are watching the readings just as well. Okay. But we're going to pull anyway. But you do see the high priestess is sitting on her chair with her legs crossed. Okay. Oh no, her legs ain't crossed. Mm-hmm. Okay. Four cards, four cards. For some reason, I just wanted to pull this one out as well. And I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Okay. High priestess. But that's an honest answer, though. Ooh, betrayal. Betrayal. And the magician. Ooh. Somebody's trying to get away with something. Oh, Sookie, Sookie now. Oh my God. And regret. This is the feeling I'm getting, okay? Right? Especially when I saw this card, okay? This is the whole thing that we're saying they are trying to avoid. They are trying to get away or avoid this wrongful death, this betrayal. And they're using all their tools to get away. They're going to regret it. There's regret. Yeah, avoidance. They're trying to avoid it. Wow, that was crazy. That is crazy. No, her legs aren't crossed. I know. This thing, this moon, like, okay, is giving you that, but when you look at it, they're not crossed. She's just sitting there. Can you see it now? Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Now I knew it. I just went on it, okay, because I had to see what the cards were going to be. But it did say secret. High priestess. Wow. They are trying to avoid a lawsuit. Hey, Musy. That is so freaking crazy. Monica, goddess. Okay, so I'm going to ask, will they be convicted of wrongful death? Yeah, I feel it coming too because it's too obvious that, well, see, not only that, here's the thing, it's too much of a conflict of interest. It's just out there. And now that the cat's out the bag, everybody knows. Yeah, they know your name, they know who you're sleeping with. Yeah. And you know, if they know that, they know where you live. Hmm. Hey, goddess. Hey, Denise. Yeah. So I don't even need to pull four more cards because this right here. Okay, Lord. Okay, let me ask four cards. Will there be a conviction of wrongful death? Okay. We asked a lawsuit. That's an accusation. But will there be a conviction of wrongful death and the death of Nolan Xavier Wells? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? Will there be a conviction? Will somebody be convicted in the wrongful death of Nolan Wells? And thank you for your answers. The Knight of Wands. Ooh, that's Nolan right there. That's my little Nolan card. The Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands lets you know that it's time to take action. It's the green light to begin. Okay. 4 cards, 4 cards. Tell us more. 4 cards. Will there be a conviction? Somebody be convicted of wrongful death in the Nolan Wells case. There is bad planning. Okay, so there is going to be some delays. Okay, bad planning. There is going to be some delays. There is a hidden fear here. There is a hidden fear. Yeah, and we have separation. Ooh. Okay, everybody gonna scatter because they don't want to get sprayed with the road spray. Ow! They don't want that back flag to whip. And the high priestess is a secret. I was wondering when she gonna come up, and sure enough, and the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a yes card. Okay, so is the High Priestess. We have here is telling you that yes, somebody is going to be convicted. Okay, however, they may be it may be separate lawsuits. It may be separate. Four more cards. 4 more cards. Can you clarify this? 4 more cards. Ooh. Well, shoot. She going down the line. Ooh. Ooh. And knowing these people, they want it all grouped into one. Okay, so if they get a conviction, they will. If they get sued, they all will have to split the amount. Okay, rather than an individual amount, because that's how they look at it. Okay, yeah. Well, the voice recording, okay, the thing about it is they're trying to downplay it. They're trying to downplay that voice recording. Okay, they're trying to downplay everything. That's why they're coming up with all this stuff and it's being debunked because it's lies. They're editing pictures and photos. They're editing them. They're backdating them and the timestamps. All this, okay? They are definitely allegedly, okay, interference and manipulating everything, every aspect of this case because they are trying to avoid some type of conviction, any kind. And you best believe they holding on to that voice recording. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's look. The Fool in reverse. Okay, so the Fool in reverse is like proceeding with caution. Okay, it is naivety, foolish, and carelessness. That's a wrongful death. Hmm. And we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, so there's some knowledge and some truth in this. And the Five of Pentacles, poverty. And that's what is being hidden. Okay, so this is going over the High Priestess. And this is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, poverty and regret. And the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, he's got the big old fat Ace of Cups. This is my Bart card. I mean, not my Bart card, my Warren card. My Warren card. Interesting. Ooh. I still want to know where's Nolan's body parts. Oh, the body. The body is not hidden. Okay, the body is not hidden. The body is probably frozen so that it won't keep deteriorating. Because I think they're seeking another autopsy, or in case, because I heard that they were seeking another autopsy. Van Van, okay, the body doesn't have to be buried because they hold a funeral. You know that, right? You know, when you have a funeral, okay, just in case you guys don't know, because a lot of people, I didn't know. I didn't know until my husband died. But when they have a funeral, um, there may not be a body in the casket, okay? Or they may have a body for show, but they don't bury the body right away. They had the funeral, okay? The funeral and the burial are two different things, okay? You can go inside the building and you have the funeral with the body in the casket, okay? But they haven't had the burial where you take the body out and everybody goes and stands out at the grave, the hole that was dug. Not everybody attends that, okay? The throat and the lungs and the stomach, okay, is what they're talking about that was dissected. dissected. It was dissected. Okay. So I don't know what they do with that stuff once it's all cut up. But they said that, well, they can't send it to him. I don't think they could send it to him. They don't send it to him like that because it decomposes. But they should have a video and a written report on the findings. Okay, but I don't think the body is buried just yet. Okay, I think it's put on ice for another review. You can do it in one day. Okay, if you that's with my husband. His the funeral and the burial. Okay, right, but not everybody. Hmm. Yeah, they were talking about that. If they do send them, they better DNA test them to make sure that they're getting the right stuff. A private, right? They kept him out of decomposition, and the thing about it is, they said that when you keep them out of decomposition, I mean that the more, excuse me, the more that the body decomposes, the harder it is to recognize bruising. He could have had bruises all over his body. Okay, but because they sit up there and left it out like that, the coroner couldn't tell. Well, they said that that stuff is normal. We don't hear. See, the thing about it, you guys got to understand too, is this is new to us. We don't normally. This is stuff that they do that they didn't talk about this stuff. Okay, they didn't tell us. Oh, we took out the stomach. Excuse me. We took out the throat. They didn't tell us that they took out the stomach. Okay, you know, I seen an autopsy where they had the spoon and they scooped out the a ladle spoon where they scooped out the stomach contents. Okay, I know. Okay, and so the thing about it is, when they cut that body open and they start dissecting the parts and stuff like that, I don't think you're going to get it in the same condition. Okay? It's not the same as you dissecting it. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. It probably is. I used to watch the autopsies too, yes. Okay? But they talked about that hyoid bone, okay, about strangulation and stuff like that. But see, you didn't actually see all that because yeah, it probably would have grossed us out. But this is telling me that Warren, may be the person held in a wrongful death. Okay. But there's more than one person responsible, especially if they found out that he didn't drown. Okay? And that's what they're trying to cover up. See what I'm saying? That would be, they want them to say it was an accidental drowning, okay? But if there's no water in the lungs, then, or there's not enough water in the lungs, then there's a good chance that the drowning, that there was no drowning, excuse me, that there was no drowning. That's who they need to get, is Dr. G. They need to get Dr. G, the medical examiner. I used to watch her show all the time. That's who they need to get. Okay. Is she retired? Right. Oh, and by the way, they're talking about, okay, there's reports that they're doing as we speak. Okay, it takes time to do the reports because they get date, time, and this and that, and woo, 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 and all, and the weather and all that, because they are doing a what was it called? Oh, sheesh, I had it written in my book. But they're doing, is it an ocean? Something that they're doing with the tide on that day at a specific time, and the motion in the ocean is what they're doing, okay? And that motion in the ocean can tells them where a body would likely wash up. They actually do that, because sometimes when you drown, for whatever reason, in the river or the lake or whatever, okay, and they do that to get an estimate of where you'll probably pop up at. They sure will, and they go down there, run down there, try to catch your body before it goes on even further. Yeah, well, they're supposed to be doing that on Nolan for that simple fact that he popped up in the same location that he disappeared. And I didn't know this. This is a learning process as well. I didn't know that, a drowning, okay? I didn't know anything about where you pop up and this and that. But yeah, they do that. What does it mean that you pulled the moon? The moon? I didn't pull the moon. Or you're just asking in general? Yeah, that's the whole suspicion, right? Right. The people they have those videos here on YouTube, because that's why I watched them, where people have donated their body to science. And let's see, it was a lot of cancer victims. Oh, she did retire. And the thing about it is, on this one, they didn't cut the body down the middle. They did some kind of saw, and they actually literally sliced the body from head to toe this way, all the way down, and then they open you up like a sandwich. That's right here. That's why I seen it on YouTube. Yeah, I like Dr. G. Mm-hmm. And they put you in something. They put you in something or some kind of mold so that they could just saw the whole thing down. Okay, yeah, like that, and then they split them open like a book. Oh, y'all got to touch organs and now I know there's a big difference in seeing that on video and actually seeing it in real life. Yeah, but yeah, they had it on YouTube. I don't know how it come. You know how YouTube will throw you a throw a wrench in the search, and you be like, I've never seen this. What's it about? And then okay, once you click on it. So with that said, I am going to get me something to eat. It was like grease or something that came out after the blood drain. Well, yeah, but see, it shows, the fat, that yellow stuff, that fat, all that fat that's lined. Hmm. That's probably where that greasiness came from. All that fat. Okay, so with that said, give us the energy. Matter of fact, I want to do a see, I'm fluent in tarot. I got to get fluent in Lenormand. Okay, I'm not fluent in Lenormand. But I want to ask about Warren. Why did I want to say Warren G? No, baby, you are not Warren G, boo. Okay. So give us the energy of Warren Hudson. Give us the energy, the current energy. Warren Hudson. Give us his energy. And then, oh, dummy, he look, ooh, bad. Okay. What do you want us to tell? What do you want to tell us about the energy, the current energy on Warren Hudson, Nolan Wells' so-called best friend? And thank you for your answers. What is his current energy? Interesting. Stars. Everybody's looking at Warren. Okay. Oh, we got the lily. Okay. So we have the lily indicates older people. So he may be surrounded by elders and the ship. Now, this gentleman, they want to ship him off. Ooh, They want to ship him off, girl. And the book, the secrets, the information. They want to separate Warren from things that are hidden, and the birds. Okay, there's a discussion, and the crossroads. Okay, so the feeling that I'm getting is that the elders are in discussion as to what to do with one. The garden. Yeah, public events and group dynamics. Yeah, they're trying to decide what they're going to do with this gentleman here. And the clover. Okay, so maybe a little stroke of luck comes his way. Okay, now you know rehab could be a little stroke of luck. And the tree. Oh, look at that. The tree symbolizes health, okay, as well. And everybody's talking about the way he looks. Interesting. Everybody talking about it. And the fish. Finances and business, okay? Now, this is something the elders is talking about as well. And the bear and how they're going to protect it. Yep. How they going to protect that money. How to protect that money if they do get hit with a wrongful death. They got to know, okay? And the house, yep. And the clouds. So there's confusion. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress chewing away at him. Okay, because he knows this, he hears the discussion and all that, okay? And the heart. Yeah, it's eating away at him. These are his loved ones talking like this. And the tower. Yep. So it's stressing him out. He's hearing all the grown folks talking. And even though he's grown, he's still a child. He's only 18 and he's feeling like a child because he didn't got himself into something, okay, some mess. And the child, there we go, the child. Yeah. Trying to figure out how he can clear this up, listening to the elders talking and planning, okay, on trying to get this boy a good start in life. And it just behooves me, okay, because look what you did to Nolan. He deserved that just like you did. And look what y'all did. And now y'all sitting up there worrying about how you gonna get a good start. Okay. What I do want to know, since we're talking, is what part did Warren play in the death of Nolan Wells? What part did he play? What did he do in this boy's death? Okay, I mean, did he lie? Well, we know he's lying to cover it up. Okay, and well, did he participate in the disposal? Did he participate in the why the boy was injured in the first place? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What part did Warren Hudson play in the death of Nolan Wells? The tree. This is the tree of life. This is the tree of life, the tree of health. Okay. Um, okay. So this right here is something that's slow. Talks about slow. It's growth, but it's slow. It is healing, but it's slow. It is yeah, okay. So he could have played a part in this man's health, healing, and growth. Tell us more. Crossroads. Crossroads. Every time I get crossroads, I'm thinking about confusion. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Okay. Um, this one indicates a decision point, multiple options, and the need to choose a path. Okay. It emphasizes free will and the consequences that follow. So he is suffering the consequence of his choice. He made a choice, willfully made a choice, and he's suffering the consequences. And the birds. That's what's got everybody talking. Now, this birds, okay, represents small meetings of gossip, nervous chit chatter, okay, about a serious situation. Okay. And the man. This is the important male figure. So this may be Nolan, and he willfully chose to call Cito and tell that lie that they were drowning while this man sat there needing help and the cross to bear. There he is. He's got the burden. It's the burden of Nolan. He's got the burden of Nolan on him. Okay? Yes. Spiritual tests or karmic duties. It can indicate sacrifice, hardship, or a heavy but meaningful responsibility. This could be Warren as well, okay? Because he is the masculine energy in this reading as well. Hmm. He was the one doing the talking. And he's on film doing it. Now, that could be what he did. That could be all he did. Well, he did more than that because they didn't call 911. So there's neglect right there. But he's young and dumb. He still wet behind the ears, okay? And he is terrified because he knows he was wrong for telling that lie. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And the whip. When he made that decision, that's when everything for him changed. The whip. It represents strife, arguments, punishment, okay? But it's something sudden. And the dog, the friend. Wow. This is Nolan, the friend, the little dog who stands by you, a faithful friend, and you were having strife with this friend, the whip, and the dog. Look at little poor little dog looks scared. Like, man, you gonna use that? Look at that. You really gonna use that? This is how the cards is. Okay. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Look at the dog looking. Oh, little thing. Okay. And we have the fox. This man right here, okay, called himself doing something slick. He thought he was slick. Okay. He thought he was slick. Cunning behavior. And the anchor. Okay. He sealed his fate when he did that. He's anchored in this whole debacle. He's grounded. He is the main steady element that keeps coming up every time this case is mentioned. And we have the child. This is probably the action, a small project or something in its infancy when they had that man in that boat like that. And now they had to get rid of him. There we go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Okay? Yeah. And the seat. Okay. This is the one with the abrupt ending. Okay. This is Warren and what he had to do. Okay. So Warren, it may indicate surgery, severance, or an urgent decision. Okay. That ended Nolan and the mountain, the obstacles. So it's telling me, allegedly, there's no facts in this video. Everything's for your entertainment purposes and my interpretation, that Nolan willfully decided to cover up this situation rather than seek medical assistance for his friend. Of all his friends, Warren is the one who made that call willfully. You don't see him being forced. You don't hear him being forced. Okay? What you do hear is him lying on that phone to that lady, saying that the boat is sinking. Okay? So now, because of that, that caused this boy's demise, which probably means he wasn't dead, but was dying. Anna, these so-called witnesses are after the $125,000 reward, allegedly. Oh, matter of fact, let's do the witnesses. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. Yeah, that's what I meant to talk to y'all, the witnesses. Now, all of a sudden, they got witnesses. Now, didn't I tell you this is organized crime? Didn't I tell you? Now, you seeing how they're getting organized, more organizations, okay? Now they got witnesses to verify that they saw Nolan Wells, okay, at such and such a time. Okay. They're not going to get the $125,000, by the way. Okay. They're not going to get the money by saying they saw Nolan. Is that what you're talking about? Let me know in the comments, okay? The toll lady, what, she asked him, was anybody alive? Was everybody, he said yes, right. Oh, yeah, okay. But he may not have been, he didn't render him help, he didn't give him no help. Yeah, but you got to prove, this is, what is the reward for? Information. Information for what? Let's look. What's that reward for? Since we at it, y'all asking. What is the $125,000 reward for Nolan Wells? Okay. That's what I thought, but I'm going to read it to you. The $125,000 reward in the case of 18-year-old Nolan Wells is a cumulative cash sum offered for credible information leading to an arrest or conviction. Information leading to the arrest or conviction. So the witness is coming forth saying that they saw Nolan Wells at 6 o'clock in the evening. They ain't getting diddly squat. Well, the thing about it is nobody has footage because they were hidden. They weren't doing this out in the open. Okay. They weren't doing this out in the open. There may have been a fight or an argument, okay? Uh, Maybe somebody saw something, but they didn't see him getting killed. Matter of fact, they didn't see him at all. That's the thing about it. And that's what they all talking about at their kitchen table. Oh yeah, I just sure didn't see that boy. Okay, he basically the only black boy. Well, how many black? It wasn't that many on the island. Okay. Hey, got change. Okay, they're talking about an arrest or a conviction. They're not talking, but let's talk about the witnesses. Let me get me a drink. Let me light some. Okay, I want to get real comfortable until I want to ask this. Okay, I don't know why, but these witnesses, we want to know about the witnesses. And are we talking about the witnesses? Didn't they say they got some witnesses that say they saw Nolan Wells? Now, you know that these witnesses have been paid and are willing to testify. Because they ain't going to get paid unless they're willing to testify. Ain't no system paying you. Okay? And I know your dumb Aries is not sitting up there saying that, telling everybody that you saw him after 6 o'clock and don't think you're not going to get on the stand and be held accountable for that comment. Okay. If you don't know, I hope you're watching this video because now you know. They setting you up if you didn't. Oh, yeah. Because they're going to be knocking at your door wanting you to testify. Hey, another CG. RLS, that may be the case. I don't doubt it, okay? I don't doubt it at all. They put him back. I wouldn't doubt it that they killed him or they may have harmed him somewhere else. Left him, didn't help him. He dying, didn't give him no help. The boy ends up dead, okay? You got to do something with him because the body gonna start stinking. Okay. And the last place that they know, his parents know of him, was on that island. Was on that island. If he was found somewhere else, the question would be, who did he go there with? How did he get there? And they don't have that answer. They don't have that answer. So they had to put him back to the place his family knows that he was going. Okay? And hidden. That's where he was for 2 days. He was probably hidden, and they had to do something. They got to do something. They're looking for the boy. Okay? If you don't know, now you know, okay? I don't know where he was killed. I don't know if he was killed, okay? But I know he's dead. Okay, we do know that. That's a fact. How he ended up on that island, well, let's ask. Okay. See, you got me doing too many things, okay? First, we're going to ask. Now, this is your question. Let me see. RLS, your question is, how did he get on the island? How did his body get on the island? That's your question, because I'm getting ready to go into the witnesses right now. So hold on to that question, okay? Because see, I will forget. That's your question. And if I forget and you don't come up with that question, you are fired, okay? Get your papers, collect your check, get the hell out of here. Okay, I said what I said. Okay. Can you tell us about the witnesses who say they saw Nolan Wells 6 o'clock or later that 4th of July evening? Okay. Tell us about the witnesses that say they saw Nolan Wells later after 4 on July 4th. The witnesses that saw him, I believe they said 6. Tell us about the witnesses. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Yes. Ooh, the bouquet. Charm. Pleasant surprises. Okay. So you're being charmed. Okay. That's all I can get out of here. Okay. There's the anchor. Ooh. Okay. So this may be a particular chosen group or people that can resist change. They can stand up against they can stand up to a grand jury. Put it to you like that. And the fox. There you go. They're cunning. Sly deception, clever strategy. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got a woman. We have a woman. So either there's a woman involved, or they have to convince this female. Okay. And they're, I think that we got the mice here. The mice. I think their credibility or their story is going to be eaten away at with the mice. And the garden. Public events. Social gatherings, networks. Oh, Lord. There go YouTube. They're going to tear them up. Once they get a hold of them. Oh, Lord. Okay. And the sun. Clarity. Okay. So they're going to get some public recognition. Oh, yeah. And the book of secrets. The book of knowledge. That is this woman. Okay. She knows. There is going to be a woman, and this woman may be a researcher, okay, who's going to eat away at their story. And the snake. This snake warns of lies and deceit or an hidden enemy. And the ship. The ship talks about movement, journeys, okay, or a transition. Now, I don't know what was going on the island at 6 o'clock. I don't know if they saw him on the island at 6 o'clock, okay, or they may, I don't know what the witnesses are saying. They saw him on the island or somewhere else, but they say they saw him and the rider. Okay, so there's going to be some quick developments behind this. There's going to be, it may set things into motion. It may set, I think the discovery is going to set things in more lion and the mountain, the obstacles. Okay, so these secrets or this information that's coming out is going to present an obstacle to this movement going forth in the house. Now, I don't know if they say they saw him at a house, at a party, or what. I don't know what they say. I have to look it up. But this can represent an actual house. Okay? And the bear, okay, is protecting it. And the burden. So, and the moon. The moon can represents emotions, but it can represent our feelings of fear, okay? Cycles, a transition, something going on, and the clouds. So we have the smoke and mirrors here. Okay, so things are being hidden behind confusion. Okay, so I'll have to look up and see what the witnesses says, or if anybody knows. Yeah, paid plants. Okay, so now we're going on to the RLS question. What was the question? Oh, okay. Do you remember the question, RLS? See, because I've been getting into these into my intuition, and I totally zone out. Hi, Adrian. Hey, Deborah. No, that was not the question. You're fired. That was not the question. Okay. So let me ask the question. Okay. Can you tell us how the body of Nolan Wells ended up being found on Horn Island? How did his body get on that island? was the question. How did Nolan Wells' body get on the island? His vessel, his dead, decomposing body. How did his body? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Well, we want to find out how his body even got up on the face down in the sand in the first place. Okay? That's what we want to know. And thank you for your answers. Ooh! The fish. Now, the fish represents finances and business and flow of resources. They point to commerce, liquidity, and sometimes material abundance. Okay? So he got there by water. Okay? He got there by water. Tell us more. The sun. Okay. Public recognition. So he got there by water for all to see. Okay. The man. Okay. And the mice. Interesting. So a male brought him there. And the clouds. Now, the clouds talks about unclear situations, confusion, okay? Or they represent a temporary problems that cloud judgment. This card represents uncertainty, delay, and the need to wait until clarity emerges. The key. Public recognition, the key. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And the snake. Wow. Interesting. The snake, if it's a person, it is a manipulative, untrustworthy, someone jealous, cunning, or deceitful. Can also represent a rival. A rival. Interesting. The snake warns of lies, deceit, or a hidden enemy. Interesting. And the fox. Yep. Cunning. and the bear. Oh, there was someone else there. Someone else helped do this. And this bear keeps coming up. And this is the protector. Interesting. Warren's father is a doctor. Warren's father is a doctor, right? No, not the judge. Yeah, I see. I'm gonna ask that next. Okay, but I seen that, but that was not the question. That was not the answer to the question. The question was, how did he get on that island? How did his? Okay. Okay. The reason why I asked that is because it would be easy. You come here and give me kisses. Okay, she's not having that. Well, then we can't talk. You're not gonna give me kisses? See? She know what I'm saying. She ain't answer because the answer is no. Oh boy, you gonna give me kiss? You want a treat? See what I'm talking about? She knows, she understands what I'm saying. Isn't that something? Just kick me to the curb. Okay. So the reason why I asked that is because it just came to me because I keep seeing this bear and this protector, which is more, it keeps coming up in the it keeps coming to me as his dad. Okay. And the reason why I said that is because it is somebody who, something like this that has been done. Okay. His father is a doctor. Okay. And I would think that they would be more to handle a dead body, a corpse. Hey, goddess. See what I'm saying? Okay. And tell if the body is dead, deceased. See what I'm saying? Okay. Maybe they handle it, but I find that hard to believe that these 8-year-old kids who are scared out of their mind, okay, are trying to sit up there and what do you call it? Transport a dead, stinking body. More than likely, they would have thrown them overboard right then and there. Okay? or took off running. But they couldn't run because they was in the boat. So maybe, just maybe, instead of calling for help, they called their parents, who are doctors. Okay? Aren't they board certified doctors that's being sued? Don't matter, anesthesiologist or whatever. You're a doctor. You can determine and detect the body and see if the body is dead or alive. Can you revive it? Give it some CPR. And you try and you can't. The boy is dead. What we gonna do? We got to take him back. Take him back and put him somewhere so he can be found and they won't be asking us a bunch of questions. But we are asking questions because they're getting caught in all these lies. Okay? Okay? Is what I'm saying. But if my parent is a doctor, okay, regardless if he's a doctor of pain, he's a doctor. You still got to go review. You get that doctor's, okay? You can be a doctor of whatever after you get your doctor's, okay? Then you go into a profession, right? Like a lawyer who does law, and they narrow it down to criminology, uh, um, uh, real estate, accident lawyer. Okay, they start croning their. They're all in trouble anyway. They're in trouble. Okay, they're in trouble. Let's do a scenario. Okay, I'm gonna call my dad and say something happened and he needs to come help. Nolan's in trouble. Okay, dad gets there. Nolan is. Okay? But your parents know. What we gonna do? Okay? Regardless of what happened to him, who did it, the boy is on the boat dead. And I called my daddy, who's a doctor, and he confirms the boy is now deceased. Oh, no, 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 no. They're not finna call 911. Oh, no. Have you lost your mind? We not calling 911. Hang up that phone. Okay? He's the parent. He already know. Ain't he being sued? Ain't somebody being sued? He already know. I saw he had good reviews that I saw. Okay, an emergency room doctor or pain doctor. Okay, he can still put the stethoscope. Okay, and check your heart. Right. See if you're breathing. See if you're still alive. Okay. There you go. There you go. The love weaver has weaved an understanding for y'all to understand. Right. Okay. Now they got a problem because the boy is dead. Now, if he was still alive and he could be saved, they probably would have called 911. Okay. See what I'm saying? An ambulance to get him some help. But I think in the meantime, in between time, he passed away. Wherever he was, okay, he passed away. He could have been beat on over there, okay, and he ended up on that boat. Maybe, okay, maybe not. But what I'm saying is, you call your parents if your parents are a doctor. If that's what you're gonna do, if you call and tell them to send an ambulance. Matter of fact, you're not even gonna get a doctor. You're gonna get a paramedic. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Okay, so we got the bear, the protector. That's what's jumped this whole conversation off. Is the protection, okay? And this question is, how did Nolan's body get on Horn Island after he died? His deceased body, okay? And the only way you can get to Horn Island is by boat. That's the only way you can get there, okay? And we have the lily. Didn't I tell you? The lily. This is the elder's card. This is the elder's card. There we go. Involvement. There's the key. And the coffin. Okay? Now the decision, the crossroads. What are we going to do with them? Where are we going to take them? Got to choose a path. The friend. Okay? The dead friend, or maybe the friend had a decision to make. After all, it was your best friend who made a decision that made an abrupt end to this boy's life. A dangerous situation. His friend was in a dangerous situation. Now, this went from Nolan to, what's his name? Warren. Warren, the writer. Communications. Okay. and the bouquet. This is someone with feminine energy. This is someone who brings swift developments and arrivals. Maybe their parents called a cleaner. You know what a cleaner is, right? Allegedly. Could be a cleaner. Like the clean up woman. Okay, a cleaner. Okay. The mafia calls him a cleaner. Because there's females, there's all kind of people involved. And male masculine energy can come off as feminine depending on what energy is jumping off, and vice versa. Okay? But we got a rider. Okay? There it is. Okay? It was a woman. It was a woman. And she is in the line of the bear, which to me is a parent, a mom. Girl, you sit your little butt down. Y'all just getting spoiled. Okay? Mm-hmm. They in cahoots now. Okay, so we're going to move this up because I got to get another row here because this is telling something. Okay. What you want? You gonna give me a kiss? You're not gonna give me no kiss? See, she won't answer. But you want a treat. See, now she answers. See what I'm talking about? You speak English? Oh, you understand English? No, you're not gonna answer that either? I'm not speaking your language? The tree. This symbolizes life and health. And the set is an abrupt ending. His life was cut off. Wow. It was cut off. And the obstacles that are blocking the clover. Okay, they're blocking the little stroke of luck is on the other side, and they know it, and they're trying to block it. And the ship. The ship suggests movement and journeys. Okay, so he was taken there by water. Okay. He was taken there via a boat. Okay. Now let me give you something, okay, real quick. Nolan may have never left the island. Okay? That's another theory. He went to that island. We all know he went to the island with his friends on the boat, and he ended up deceased on the island. Okay. So it may mean that he never left the island. His body was brought there physically on a boat. Okay? He was, I feel that he was placed there. Yes, he was placed there. That's the whole reason that they're telling you, okay, at the beginning when they found him, okay, they said he either could have been placed there or he could have washed up. The thing about him washing up is a body doesn't normally wash up in the same place it went overboard. Okay, I think uh, it defies gravity. The math ain't mathin', is what they're saying in a nice way. Okay, they're saying it doesn't normally happen. Has it happened? Maybe so. Okay, but that's not normally how it happened because of the currents. So now they're doing an oceanography, okay, of that day, the weather, the currents, and all whatever they go by to see if those currents would pick him up in that same location or would have taken him wherever the currents was taken. They have it on there. I've seen them do it before on people who have went overboard. Okay, you know, they do that. They don't tell you. You know how they find, oh, you know how like a fisherman or somebody that's been lost at sea and stuff like that, they'll do those water graphics is what I call, not demographics, but they will do the math on the current of that day and the weather on that day and where he is likely to turn up. Or, and matter of fact, they will have where he is likely to turn up in a matter of time, like in so many hours, he probably will wash up here. And if you miss that, then they'll go on to the next one. They have it down to a science. Well, right. hmm So if that is the case, okay, he may have never even left the island. Okay, maybe they went back there later on or whatever, they fooling around and placed him there because I think they did a search and he wasn't out there at first, but they placed him there because they couldn't put him in the in the bushes because that would have told you that somebody did something to him. Well, yeah. So the likelihood of him being placed there, okay, the likelihood of him being placed there. It's a high, the percentage is higher than if he washed up there. Okay? See what I'm saying? Now, why they did that, I don't know. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. They may be getting that information as we speak, but we gotta wait for them to get it. Okay? So with that said, let's ask, what did you say, RLS? Okay. Where did Nolan Xavier Wells die? Where did he die? Did he die on the island, on the boat? Okay. Can you be specific as to where he died? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Where did Nolan Wells pass away? See, the thing about this is there's too many scenarios for one incident. Okay, it's too many scenarios. He died. Okay, he did. He could have been dead, killed over here and brought here. Could have been died on the boat. Okay, and hidden somewhere. He could have. Okay, let's check it out. Well, the thing about it was, I think it may have been hard to tell because, see, you got to remember, the families are doctors. The parents are doctors, okay? And as far as decomposition, okay, especially when dealing with water, okay, his body was not waterlogged, which means he had not been in the water that long. If he was in the water, it wasn't that long that they could tell that he's waterlogged, that he's been floating in the water. You see what I'm saying? It's only been 2 days. So it wasn't enough time to say, oh, he was floating in the river, okay, and the body floated to the top, because the body was not waterlogged. The body showed up 2 days later. Where did he pass away? Nolan Wells. Where did he pass away? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Let's see, where did he pass away at? Okay, so this house could literally represent a house. Okay? This house could also represent dry land. Ain't no water in it, I'll tell you that. Okay? Property, real estate. Okay, girl, you ain't got to every time I say something, girl. Boom. Okay. Tell us more. Tell us more. Okay. The stars. Okay. Now the stars in the Lenormand points to clarity. Okay, clarity. And the clover, stroke of luck. And a crossroads, okay? So there is a decision, choices. Okay, so I'm kind of getting the that they had to think about it. They had to think about what they were going to do with him. Okay, poo poo. Girl, look at it. Don't want me to touch him? Like, okay, girl. Oh, there was a female making decisions. Oh, really? There was a woman. And the whip. Now, the whip represents strife. It can represent punishment, arguments, repeated cycles, heated debates, competitiveness, or destructive habits. And the mice. Now, this is the second time I got this card, and it hit me with decay, decomposition. Let's see. And the sun. He was found in the daytime, wasn't he? And the letter, communications, text messages. And talk, more communications. The ship. And the stork. Okay, he was taken. He was taken by ship. The cross, the burden. He was hidden. Seems like he was taken from the house. Now, I don't know, or building, I don't know what's on the other island, that other island. Okay, there's another island over there. I don't think that has anything on it either. So he may have, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, okay? Don't you bite my baby, Keisha. Yeah, you better take off running. Okay. He may have been harmed or deceased on land. He could have been on another island. And he was taken because you can only get from one island to the other via a boat, okay? And was taken and placed back where he was first seen, and the rain. The rain. Oh. Yep. The rain. He went to one place and he was brought back. The rider. Now, the rider, it talks about developments, okay? Whether they be through messages or actions, the rider is coming through with some swift developments. So this was done quickly. And that is the key. Yeah. So this was done quickly, okay? Because the word is out, he's missing, they're looking for him. This had to be done quick. Let me tell you something, okay? These people are on this island for whatever reason. We don't know. They know how to get around this island more than we do. I ain't never been there, okay? See what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what is on that island that they probably don't even know. They may have built some dugout. It's illegal, but that don't matter to them because they do what they want to do. Okay. But I am getting, okay. I'm going to ask this and I'm out of here. Okay. Ooh, 3 hours. Right, but they know how to navigate all that, okay? We don't know how to navigate. And even the Coast Guard who went out there looking for them and all this kind of stuff, they don't know. They don't know how to navigate, okay? That's not their job. Okay, they know how to they go out there look for people. They spotted him, and they came down, and sure enough, that was a body, and it was identified to be Nolan's. Okay, job done. They not going out there on that island like that. See what I'm saying? And matter of fact, now that I think about it, that might be why they put them where they put them. Okay, so they wouldn't be going around searching on the island, making it look like he washed up. Whatever it is, there's a method to the madness, and there's a method as to a reason why he was found where he was found. Okay? See what I'm saying? You found him, get the hell on. You don't need nothing else to see around here. Because there's no telling what they got, okay, when they go over there, what they doing in it on the weekdays, on the off days, on the weekends that are not holidays. Ain't no telling. Okay, this is what I want to know. What harmed? Who harmed Nolan? Because he was harmed. Who harmed him? Okay. Who harmed Nolan? Or how did he come in to be injured? How did he get injured? How did Nolan get injured? Okay. How did Nolan get injured in the first place? How did he get injured? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. How did Nolan Xavier Wells get injured on July 4th, 2026? The moon. Okay. It's telling me that people were into their feelings. Kind of like drinking. Yeah, emotion. The emotional tides, okay? 1 minute you cool, you can handle yourself, you get a few beers, and look how you act, okay? Tell us more. How did this man get, oh, look at that. Look at that. A female comes into play. And the coffin. Now, this could be telling me what it's been telling a lot of people is over a woman, a female. Changed everything. And I think this female or whatever, okay, was intoxicated. It was a cloud in judgment. Well, that'll do it. Intoxication and a mountain. Okay, so this presented an obstacle. Okay. And the garden. Ooh. So this was at a public gathering, okay? A public event. Social life, public events, networking, and reputation. And then we have the fox, okay? The fox points to workplace matters, cunning behavior, or the need for vigilance. Okay. So there may have been, maybe Nolan thought he was slick and say something to the girl, okay, at this event. And the lady, okay. There are older people who were drunk. Older people, the lily, that were drunk. And when the cat's away, the mice will play. Okay. So it's like some older person may have saw him with this female, okay, and it was Because he was intoxicated, it was eating away at him. He didn't like it. For whatever reason, in that person's mind, eating away at it, okay, and did not like it. The crossroads and made a decision. A willful decision, okay? This is matters of the heart, okay? And it was really weighing on this person, okay? This was a heavy burden on this intoxicated person. Who probably came up with some kind of slick idea, maybe a stroke of luck, or he thought was a stroke of luck. Okay, let's see, what else does it say? Okay. It talks about seizing the moment. Seizing the moment, like a snake. You know, like they fall out the tree and stuff, and you walking and you don't notice, and they just fall. Ooh, girl. Okay. A friend. So, a snake friend and a ring. The house. This happened on land. Okay. Could have been on the beach. Okay. And oh, okay. That's why nobody saw it. Okay. There was an opportunity that was hidden from everybody else, and they knew it. And they took that opportunity. Hmm. This may not be the first time that this person has done some snake mess like this. Okay. And then I got a friend. But even though it's coming up as a dog like a friend, it was, they were known. They were known. They knew each other. Okay. There's the anchor. Okay. So this is the spot. The anchor is what grounds you. Isn't that interesting? Ground. We got the house, property, house, okay, and the child. And started some mess. Child is the beginning. Something small, okay, but it's the beginning. It turned into something bigger, but it was something small at first, okay? And the stars. And the sun. and people started talking. Okay. I take that back. Well, yeah, people started talking, but this situation happened. Okay. And the bear, the protector. They took, okay. And the ship. Okay. So what it's telling me, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you guys, okay. What it's telling me is that we have the birds, okay. Somebody was contacted, a parent, a protector, okay, via the ship where he was transported as well, okay. I'm kind of getting that he may have been attacked or he fought somebody off to the side who's seen an opportunity away from everybody else who's going about their 4th of July weekend, okay? And the boy dropped, okay? The boy dropped. Somehow it was hidden. He may not even have gotten back on the boat, okay? He may have been hidden off in the grass somewhere, suffering, and nobody administering him help until they called the parent and got out there and the boy was deceased. Okay. See what I'm saying? Because during all this time that they're going back and forth and whatever, people are enjoying their holiday weekend, this could have went down. Call a parent, okay, and the parent comes over. Matter of fact, wasn't the parent already out there? Wasn't was Bart's dad, somebody dad out there already? Okay. Oh, okay. Now it's starting to fit. He ran and got his dad. Somebody ran and got their dad. Okay. Mm-hmm. And okay, when everybody was gone or leaving, well, no, they had to be gone. Okay. Somehow, because the parents will probably know more about navigating this island than the children. Okay. And somehow, some way, got that boy's body out there to be seen. Got it out there to be seen. So the timing, because they didn't search the island. I don't think they searched the island. Anybody could have been on that island. Okay, they could have dragged that boy out there, honey, and went back up in the bushes, or went to the other side of the island and got picked up. I told you it's surrounded by water, but there's another island over there. There's other islands that are over there, but you got a boat. You got to need a boat. That's right, poo-poo. Oh, she demanded her. Boy, you gonna tie me up, girl? You are? Oh my goodness, I'm scared. I better hurry up. Okay, so you got to think of it, okay, and you gotta really marinate on this, okay. But as I'm marinating with you guys, okay, we keep forgetting there's another island right by this island, okay, and you can roll your boat gently down the stream. How about that? Okay, so you can navigate this island. Okay, let's ask, what is that island? It's Southwest Mississippi Island. His biological mother was there. Okay. Okay. See what I'm saying? Okay. See, we're not grasping, okay, the whole picture here. But what we're not grasping, and even me, okay, even though I know, but it's not being talked about, is another island. There's more than one island over there by Horn Island. I looked that up in the I Googled it. Okay? He could have been fighting anybody. Anybody could have been fighting, but it didn't have to do with Warren. Those are distractions. Oh, there was a fight over there. Oh, they was fighting. That's just distraction. We ain't talking about them. We talking about Warren. Ain't nobody talking about a fight with Warren. They could check her boat. They could do whatever. Okay, is what I'm saying is the possibilities here. It's not rocket science, but we're not out there, so it's rocket science to us. Okay, but there is another island. Okay, that island that his mom was on, there was another girl, Eva, however you pronounce Eva was on the other island. Okay, but Eva was seen on Horn Island on Warren's boat. Okay, how'd she get there? On a boat. The islands are not far from each other, but they are separated by water, and enough water that you need a boat to navigate. Okay? You need a boat to navigate. Okay? That's what this is. So that's what, and they're not talking about that. Okay. So drop the card. Birds. Yep. Talk. Okay. That's right. Talk that talk. But yeah. So there was another island over there, okay, that they could have navigated to and went around the back way where they were not seen and put that boy out there. So we solved that mystery, okay, on how he could have gotten out there easily, okay. He could have been on the island. Matter of fact, they could have stashed him on one island while everybody left, and then brought him and put him back, because that is the island he was going to, was Horn Island. Okay, and that's where they're keeping this incident. It may have happened somewhere else, but they're trying to keep the incident on Horn Island. Okay? That part. So with that said, give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know it was long. Oh my God. But I thought it was pretty interesting. We came up with another theory, a real good theory. Right there on the other island theory. Most of all, stay blessed. Bye. Wow, that's crazy.